as now everyone's joining to start the formation lap. As a commentator, I don't have a race prediction. Anything can happen. Strategies, someone could bottle. Someone could just shock us. Their race pace could be better. As we're going on board with some people as they're lining up, as Joseph wiggling his tyres, just about to start his formation lap, as it's 31 laps, one's a formation lap, so it's 30 laps. As Flipper's here, another person involved in commentary and streaming, helping HIFL as everyone's on their formation lap, as it's interesting to see what tyres everyone's on. Mitch has opted for mediums, but then I know Profit's gone for hards. So the strategies have really changed, as we might get some onboards of drivers to see what tyres they're on. As we're on board with Joseph on his formation lap. He's going fast, but yes, it's going to be interesting. So Haas and McLaren first row. So far, I don't think we've had that yet. As everyone's driving with care, don't want to damage their tyres. They're going to be wanting to go fairly long, probably a 2-stop or a 1-stop, depending on how good your tyre saving skills are. As everyone's lining up on grid now, as Outguard's approaching his grid slot, on board we go. He's opted for mediums, I believe, as Rosie, the pole man, lining up in P1. As Pikachu's lined up, Tronex is lined up, Degrom has lined up, Aiken's lined up, as Mitch is taking his time. The man in P2 is taking so long. Will this happen in the race? Will he be so slow? We'll find out. As he's taking his time, and then Aero's lost his front wing. Aero's lost his front wing on the out lap, as he's not making a fuss, as we're going to go racing. As everyone's lined up, Mitch makes it to the grid. People in the pits, that's Blue Dolphin, Alpha Aston Martin driver, such similar names between the car. As it's yellow lights, green, 5 lights out, and away we go. As Mitch making a challenge, Rosie keeping control, Mitch making a pout, as they're going side to side, as now in the midfield they're all quite close, as they're all bunched up, as it looks like Rosie's in the lead still, but Mitch is just behind. Oh, Rosie gets a little bump, as it's Rosie in the lead on the leaderboard, it says. Then Pikachu, the Aston Martin driver, in P2. Oh, it's all very close at the front. Oh, Rosie gets a bump. Fast driver's not going to be happy with that. Oh, the Ferrari, Degrom, he flips. That's not ideal for the Ferrari driver or any team driver, I'm not sure. As it's Mitch, who's in the lead by half a second, the defending champion, the Flying Dutchman, who went from Fail Race, the Constructors' Champion in Season 1, to then McLaren. No one would have seen that coming. As now Mitch comes across the line to complete the first lap of the race with Pikachu a second down, with then Rosie keeping Pikachu company in P3, as then Tronex, the man on debut, in P4, 1.4 seconds behind the leader with Thomas. P5, Outguard, P6, 7, Aiken, 8, Dambo, 9, RJ, 10, Suka, who's making his debut in P10, so he's going to get a point. As Mitch goes purple in the first, but then Rossi, he goes better than Mitch in the first. He sets a purple as Tronex now P4, 2.4 seconds down from the leader. He does have strong pace. This man is experienced. Let's find out what happens as he's very close to Outguard on track. Obviously with slight lagging from watching, but it's Suka in P10. No, P11, just behind the Mercedes man of Profit. As now it's Rossi chasing Mitch, who does find 2 attempts in the middle. And then Pikachu P5, Outguard P3, Tronex P4. Tronex and Outguard are very pissed right now. So it might be down to strategy. Who knows? As, Degrom, he reset his race over. I think that's his debut, so he's not going to be happy. But he made a statement in qualifying. He should feel proud. As now, 1.2 gap to Rossi. Rossi lost 3 attempts as Tronex in the S section, in sector 2 as well. Here's Pikachu 1.2 seconds behind him. Outguard 1.1 in front. So they're all spacing out as Thomas in P7. He flips. Loses his front wing. Will he carry on, the Ferrari man? Will he carry on? As his race is pretty ruined right now. As Mitch Outguard composed the McLaren duo. We've seen what they could do in Qatar. They're going to probably try and make a repeat in Hungary. As right now, we would have Degrom, a Ferrari driver who reset, so he's out. Thomas, he has to pit, I believe, because he lost his front wing. As yes, he does pit. The Ferrari man does pit. As he's going to probably be pitting 4 hards to go quite long. As Mitch goes purple in the first. He's now 4.1 seconds in front of Rossi. 4.1. As no, Thomas goes to mediums. Interesting call from the Ferrari man. As perhaps Ferrari, for once, have got a strategy correct. Or a decision correct. As right now, we're on board with a McLaren of Mitch. He's just cruising 4.9 seconds in front of Rossi. Wow. This is something you just can't predict. As right now, the gaps between drivers are 3 seconds to then 4 seconds. It's quite spaced out. DRS is not a factor. As Outguard is now just behind Rossi on track. As Aiken P6 with Dambo just behind by 1.8 seconds. Alfa Romeo. And then AlphaTauri. Dambo has a bit of a twitch there. God. As then Profit makes a move on Joseph for P9. As we're getting some moves done. As then Joseph's going to be in the slipstream. Can he re-challenge? Who's going to break later? Alpine or Mercedes? As it looks like Profit has the move but goes a bit wide. Joseph putting up the fight. As it looks like now Joseph's got the position. As Joseph hangs on to P9. 2 versus 1 point. They're really scrapping for it. Who knows what's going to happen this season? Any point is really crucial. As Profit sliding around now on those hard. Oh no, Joseph! He flips! The Alpine driver who was in P9 driving phenomenally. That was a tongue twister. Oh, he still has his front wing. He will continue. Very lucky there. As he's now deploying the RS, trying to catch up back to Profit, who's now in P9. Aiken's in P5. Pikachu's now behind. Oh no, he's making the move with slipstream down the straight into then the bumpy section. heading into the sector 2 intersection. As yes, he does get the move on Aiken. Pikachu. Oh, Tronex. No. He disconnects. Or, yeah, he must have disconnected. Heartbreaking on debut. As that's not the... Yeah, that's just horrible for a debut. I just going to feel gutted. Hopefully that gives him more motivation for next race. As Pikachu crashes, the Aston Martin driver is out. He was looking so good. His consistency was on point. As he says, good luck everyone, as he's going to be leaving the server. As we've had Tronex disconnect, and then Pikachu, the Aston Martin driver, crash. Oh, as Thomas, he goes over a bump. Sketchy from the Ferrari man. But he's trying to get all the time he can just to gain on Turbo. As Thomas is now 51 seconds down. This is not what he would have wanted, as Mitch is now sailing in P1. 6.8 second gap to Rossi, the Haas driver. As now Rossi and a Ferrari of Aeropine. Yep, Aeropine's getting lapped. As now it's Outguard in P3 still. So Rossi has the pace to keep at bay. Outguard. And so far we've had 2 DNFs. Degrom, the Ferrari, making his debut, and also Truss, who's making his debut. This is a curse for debutants. But we do have a successful debut so far from Suka in the Haas P9. 2 points. Quite crucial, as he's right behind Joseph. Very similar on pace, those two. But we're now looking at RJ, who's in P6. As now we're on board with Suka, who's in front of Joseph. So Suka did make a move. Oh, no. Suka got it a bit wrong. He must have went deep. And now Joseph got the position back, I believe. Oh, no. This is not what they would have wanted. They're now going to be losing time fighting, as the gap's 2 seconds as they come across the line. No, 2 tenths. No, Joseph, the Alpine driver, still in front of the fast driver of Suka. Now they're going down, braking, slipstream. Suka got the position, I believe, as now they're into the tight S section of Sector 1, going to now Sector 2. As now we look up front, and it's Rossi and Outguard. Only 6 tenths separating them. Can Rossi keep Outguard behind? Rossi's on form. He got pole in qualifying. He set a 107.1. As Outguard's now behind. As now Outguard's in slipstream into a section of Sector 1. Oh, Dambo pitting. First one to pit. He's making the first decisive move of the race. As Dambo is pitting, as the Mitch does get a track limit in the Sector 1. If he gets 2 more or 1 more, he's going to get a 3-second penalty. He needs to be careful. As then Outguard, track limit, Sector 1 as well. Both McLarens given a warning. Wow, they're pushing the limits. They're getting the warnings as Aikens in P4. As then Thomas P8, Suka. As now we're on board with Thomas with an Alpine of Joseph. Thomas. Yeah, Joseph, right. Shut down myself. As Outguard pits, one of the front runners is making a move. Will Rossi respond this lap or next lap? Outguard's going for the undercut. It's going to be... He needs to put like a roll gain 10 seconds or 6 seconds, 11 seconds on Mitch or Rossi. But he'll gain time. Thomas is right behind Dambo, the Alfa Romeo. And then the Ferrari, iconic duo, as Dambo is in front still. As then Joseph pits, the Alpine driver, the man who has actually flipped this race, still going strong. He pits for hard. Aiken is in P3, but that's because Outguard pitted. As Aiken says GG's. Oh, he crashed. The AlphaTauri driver is out. That is just heartbreaking for the AlphaTauri team. He was on for a good result as well. Everyone's crashing or disconnecting this race. This so far has been a thriller. As then Rossi, the man who no one expected to get pole, is pitting. Mitch stays out. He's not concerned about Outguard. Now Rossi's pulling the trigger. As now he's out. He's pitted as then Mitch is carrying on. As he's going to have to get a good lap here to make sure Rossi doesn't gain seconds on him. As right now, the top 10 consists of Mitch P1, Rossi P2, as someone in the background has crashed. As we're going to find who that was. It was... No. Was it RJ? There's no front wing. He might be the person who messed up, who flipped, who crashed. Well, he did crash. He lost his front wing. Had a collision. As then Mitch pits, so does Sukkot, who was in P8. The man making his... Now Mitch, he got a bump and lost time. So he's going to lose time to the man of Rossi and Outguard. As Outguard got the position on Rossi. So Outguard's made something work. As now Mitch, he's going to go on track after losing time, staying out. He got a bump, he says. Then RJ pits for hards. Beautiful camera there. You can see all the drivers coming through on the pit straight. As then Rossi's, he's in front. No, Rossi was in front. Yeah, Rossi's in front of Outguard. So the leaderboard was wrong. And then Thomas in P4, tons of seconds behind. 45 seconds behind Outguard. He needs to put it all together and capitalise and utilise what he has. As he's now 43 seconds behind the leader of Mitch, the flying duck one, who goes purple in the second sector. This is now lap 13, folks, out of 31. We aren't even halfway. As now Mitch, no, not Mitch, Outguard and Rossi going side by side. The Haas versus McLaren. As Outguard on hard, Rossi, we aren't sure what compound he's on. Probably mediums. Yeah, he's on mediums. The Haas driver's on mediums. Outguard's going long. Rossi might pit again. He can't make it 16 laps on mediums around Hungary, which burns tyres. As now they go side by side, but I think Outguard's got the move on the man with better, faster compound of tyre. As now it's Aeropine, the Ferrari, and also Blue Dolphin in the pits. They're 100 seconds down, so the chances of points is unlikely, but you just have to be resilient. As now Mitch goes yellow in the middle sector. Middle sector is going to be bumpy, so the chances of a new hot lap and also fastest lap of the race is unlikely, as Thomas now pits the Ferrari man in the pits as he loses his front wing. He's lost his front wing twice in a race. This man has tons of experience, but the bumps must be brutal, as Tronex, the man making his debut for Red Bull, says he's so sad his computer crashed. Not even a driver's fault, just the computer. As everyone's going to feel sympathy for him. As now, Outguard and Rossi are still going at it on track. As Aiken's either disconnected or crashed. No. Sorry, he already crashed. Sort of lost the plot. As right now, Outguard has the move on Rossi, 5 tenths in front. As then Dambo's in P4, the Alfa Romeo man. As then Turbo, Red Bull driver, pits. Turbo is back, pits. As then, oh no, Outguard messes up in the second sector as he's now lost handfuls of time to Haas driver of Rossi. As I said, you can't really predict who's going to win a race at Hungary. Anything can happen, a bump can take you out. And also, the strategies, they're going to vary. As now, we've got 17 seconds between Mitch and Rossi, P1, P2. Mitch has stretched his legs. He is rapid. Mitch has proven many times he's not just a one-lap pace man, he's also a race man. As then that's Dambo going over bumps, he's struggling with grip. As now Blue Dolphin in P12 does go green, as then Thomas goes green in the first, his personal best for Thomas. He's finding some pace, 80 seconds behind the leader. As then RJ in P10 after losing his... Oh no, Thomas, two-wheeler. This is the talent we know Thomas has. Oh no, Rossi, track limits, sector 1. As then... Someone in... Yeah, as then... The gap between Rossi and Mitch now 18 seconds, as I believe Mitch, Rossi, Outguard all have a warning at least. And then RJ just showing consistency, determination. This 1 point is still something. As then Outguard's 2 seconds behind Rossi because of that mistake he made. Oh, the Ferrari of Aeropine goes over a bump, as then Outguard is now still not finding time on Rossi, but that's expected. Rossi's on mediums, Outguard's on hards. Outguard should be slower, but it means he might not pit again. As then Suka P9, 98 seconds behind the leader. First ever league race for Suka as well, by the way. He always got kicked out of leagues without even driving Suka. The man making his debut in HIFL, the TP saw what he had and signed him from a public server. As now we've got 19-second gap at the front. Mitch, the defending champion, just showing no mercy. He says he could have got a 106 in qualifying, and that seems likely, because he's now 19.4 seconds in front of Rossi, and it's been 18 laps, so a second a lap faster. That makes sense. As now Rossi and Outguard have a 2/10 gap, as then Joseph is now in the way of Rossi and Outguard. No blue flags, remember, so they just have to be civilized. As now it's all getting close between the Haas driver and the McLaren driver. Will someone mess up? I can feel something's gonna happen. As right now, the lag when spectating is horrible. 3 tenths when they reach the second sector between Rossi and Outguard. As now it looks like Outguard stretched his legs in sector 2, and now Rossi's a second down. Is Rossi facing overheating medium tyres? Possibly. We know his 1 lap pace was strong, but that was just on a 1 lap old soft compound. As now, everyone's just admiring Mitch's rapid pace. This is why he's the season 1 champion. Mitch has proved that this is his ground, Mitch. He's gapping Outguard by 20 seconds. Outguard is a complete driver. He has so much experience. And then people in the comment section of the race are now dissing Outguard's pace at Hungary. But it could be true, so we could take their words. As Joseph, Turbo, Thomas all showing consistency. The gap between them 14 seconds from 5th to 7th. As then, yeah, Mitch is talented. Everyone's just realising this kid called Mitch, he's from the Netherlands. who went from fail race to McLaren in season 2, has talent. Has turbo P6. Stuka in P8. Wow. Aeroplane suffering bumps in sector 1 there. As Mitch is now suffering bumps in sector 1. That looked very visible. As now admins in the server chat are saying, please chat clear, boys, and private chat. Alright. As now stretching his legs in sector 2. Oh, Suka pits the Haas man. P8. He's going to lose 20 seconds, so he's going to come out in P12. It's all quite close between P8 to P11. 18 seconds separating all those drivers. As then Suka goes for softs. Is that the right call? A bit risky. 11 laps from softs. Ambitious move. Anyway, as then Mitch 23 seconds in front of Outguards, who then outguards 3 seconds in front of Rossi. Dambo then is 36 seconds in front of Dambo. Then Dambo is in front of Thomas by 23 seconds. The gaps in this race are humongous. Oh, Outguard pits. Outguard pit. He's going to go for mediums, 10 laps. That is a good, safe option from Outguard. He has planned a relatively nice strategy, as Ross might react. Mitch can do what he wants. The gap's so big, he could just not pit again, or he could pit and still have 6 seconds advantage. It's down to 27 seconds in front of the Haas driver of Rossi. Rossi's a fast driver as well. So Mitch is just absolutely exposing pure talent. Thomas is out. The man P5 who lost his front wing twice showed resilience, determination, but sadly 3 mistakes, the third one, that's it. He's going to have to spawn his car. He drove great today. He's going to feel slightly sour, but he's proved he is a fast driver. He can go fast because I've seen him race before. The man who's actually really fast at Canada has now reassuring words from a co-founder of the league telling him, don't worry, you drove well, there's always more races to come, this is only round 2 of HIFL. Hopefully Thomas has had a good experience so far, and I think his first race of HIFL is now Rossi P2, 27 seconds behind Mitch, as that Suka off track. Has that cost him points? Perhaps. No, because Thomas and Blue must be out. Or he's still going, but so far behind. As then Rossi, P2, Turbo, P... Dambo's pit. The Alfa Romeo man in P4 has pit. He's going to maintain P4 coming out the pits. Wow. This is a good result for Alfa Romeo. They lead the points in the constructors. He's showing just consistency. Dambo, yeah, he might not be the fastest, he can admit that, but his consistency is on point. This is what is so crucial in league racing. You need consistency, and then you're just going to build up points. As now on board with Blue, then Silver. He should be setting relative green sector tags, but it's not. That just shows the bumps are still there. As Dambo's going for hearts. He's making sure he'll make it to the end. As now Joseph, the Alpine driver, pits from he's in P6. He's on for a good result. This is some good points for Alpine, the team based in England. As he's on soft compounds, as Outlaw goes green sector 3. Then Dambo locks up a bit because of bumps in P4. 96 seconds behind the leader of Mitch. He's now 28 points in front of Rossi. Wow. This just shows Mitch has good consistency and just has perfect pace, which is really annoying to see. because Mitch is such a good all-rounded driver. As now Aero P10, Sukkot is P9. He's in front of Aero. Then Outguard's P3, P4 Dambo, P5 Turbo, 6 Profit, P7 Josie, 8. No. As then Joseph lost position to RJ. Wow. P6 to P8, separated by 5 seconds. It just shows how close the grid is. Well, front runners were all close in qualifying. In the race, just on another level. Dambo, set to green and set to 1, is now his Sukkot, Haas driver, making his debut, as already said, thousands of times. He's on for a good result. P9, and Joseph's also gone green in sector 2. Everyone's pitting again and finding pace. Rossi, he's not going to pit. So, Outguard, he could get P2, but it depends how good Rossi handles the tyres. His tyres will feel horrible at the end of the race. So it's now Outguard. Oh, Dambo, double green. As what's he going to say here? Is it going to be the fastest lap, or will it just be a personal best as he goes yellow in the third sector? He didn't lose any time on the leaderboard to Mitch. So Mitch's pace is roughly now second, third fastest on track. Outguard's fastest man on track, by the way, in P3. Joseph and RJ. And then the Mercedes of Profit all goes on track. This is some really good battling for mid positions, as then a McLaren pit. No. Does that mean it's crashed? As Mitch does pit, he should still come out in P1. As he's going to pit for softs. Hopefully he doesn't over push the car so he crashes. Hopefully he'll just sail home. As Mitch is complaining about green freezes over the team radio. As then Rossi's now pitted. 13-second gap to Outguard. Outguard's going to be 7 seconds in front, but then Outguard's going to have 4 lap old tyres in comparison to Rossi's fresh ones. Maybe Rossi thought Outguard was going to get him anyway. It's a sticky situation right now, as then Outguard is now coming. He's now in set to 1. On the leaderboard, it says he's 17 seconds behind Mitch. So he's found 6 seconds on Mitch, but then Mitch has just pitted. Outguard hasn't just pitted. And then Rossi, it says he's now 13 seconds behind Outguard. There's 5 laps remaining. If you can do the maths, that would be appreciated, but it just shows he has to find 2. He has to basically find 2 seconds a lap. He's really pushing the boat a bit. As then Haas driver Rossi is now facing a Ferrari of a lap driver. As then RJ and Profit are close on track within a second. Red Bull versus Mercedes. We've seen this plenty of times. As the leaderboard said, Outguard's 10 seconds in front of Mitch. And then Rossi. Oh, no. Leaderboards. Outguard's now getting past a lap driver of Turbo. So, wow. So, P1, P2 have lapped all the way up to P4. This just shows how dominant the top 3 have been in this race. Normally it's a closer grid, but today's race, because of the bumps... Oh, that was a beautiful switchback from RJ on Profit. They're going at it, the German versus the Englishman. As then Outguard track limits set to 1. That is 2 warnings for Outguard. He can't afford to get 1, or that's a 3-second tyre penalty. Rossi is going to be screaming for 1. heading towards Outguard's way because Rossi wants to get the P2. They're all on. And then Profit, RJ, also close on track. Joseph's 10 seconds in front of RJ, so he's protected, but it's just P7 and P8 so close on track. As the leaderboard is glitching. So I'm sorry if my commentating right now is a bit bad, but something I just can't control as it's roadblocks. As then, oh, no, the Red Bull driver of RJ went off a bit, went over bumps. Not ideal. So now he's going to have to find time and overtake Profit. Oh, that's not going to be good on RJ at all, as it's on hard compound tyres. As he's now deploying ERS. This point is desperate to find time to Profit, as then Mitch in the lead on soft compound tyres. The man racing under the 30 is just dominating by 17.3 seconds. And now he's typing during racing, I didn't even. As track limits for Mitch in sector 3. That is 2 warnings for Mitch, 2 warnings for Outguard, 1 warning for Rossi. Everyone else, I think, has been fine. No warnings from the rest of the grid. RJ, Profit, still like 2 seconds separating them. Yes, I was right. Good guess from myself, the commentator, the man, Aggie. As Mitch is now 19 seconds in front of Outguard. Mitch is just exposing pure race pace. As now he's 21 seconds in front of Outguard. He's finding 2 seconds a sector. Oh, Outguard, Rossi, 7 seconds separating them. As then Joseph, Profit, RJ, relatively all close on track as well. As then Rossi is going to be chasing down Outguard. Now we're looking at Dambos in P4. Solid result. Man, who is the Alfa Romeo main driver. As now RJ has found time to Profit and has made the move on the pit straight. RJ's either using tons of ERS or Profit's just getting unlucky with the bumps. The man who's racing under 44, I'm guessing he's a Hamilton fan. As then Suka has pitted again. He should come out in front of Aero anyway, but the strategy for the Suka hasn't been the best. He went for softs too early. As now all Profit and RJ, good old scrap in the first sector. As they're so close on track, it's really hard to say who's in front, but the leaderboard's saying Profit's in front. The man who's the Mercedes reserve, hanging on to P7, but then RJ, the man in Red Bull. Oh no, he goes over a bump, does a 2-wheeler. Beautiful talent from RJ, clutch steering from the man himself. And then Profit is just going to be giggling behind his screen, thinking, come on, 1 more lap to go. I can hold on to this position. Let's see, because Profit could bottle still. Anything can happen. It's Hungary. You could crash because of a bump, or you could disconnect. We've seen it all this race. As there's 11 drivers remaining. This is the last lap. Mitch, the McLaren driver, the defending champion, the Flying Dutchman, the man in the papaya-coloured car, has completed the first sector. As now RJ has messed up so much, the potential chance of getting P7 out the window. As Mitch is now sailing home the S section. He goes out of the yellow. He's not pushing the boat here, let's just say. But 22-second gap to Outguard. This is just an enormous gap. No, 25 seconds. Mitch has found 3 seconds. So clearly Outguard's either getting more bumps. But then Mitch did say he's getting screen freezes. Oh wow. Mitch. Oh, so close in the last corner. He's about to bottle it. As the Flying Dutchman takes the 2nd win in a row for the Hungary GP. Will it be a 1-2 for McLaren, or will Rossi get it? There's only 3 seconds separating them. As I think Outguard's got it. Has Outguard got it? Has Outguard got it? Can he make it a 1-2 for McLaren? The chances are very likely now, unless he just crashes into a wall. as he's going to get P2 at Hungary, track where his friend said he doesn't do well at. As then Rossi, the man who got pole, P3, he'll take that. As then Turbo's going to get P5 as Joseph, Profit, RJ, Sukkar, Aero, Blue, all so far back. As then Sukka's rounding up his last sector. Same with Aero. Sukka's going to come home in P9. For Haas on his debut. As let's just mention this, Turbo, he went from last to 5th. Very good race from the Red Bull driver. As Sukkar on his debut, first ever league race, takes home P9. So, for today's race at Hungary, round 2 of HIFL Season 2, Mitch comes home in P1. Outlaw P2, making it a 1-2 for McLaren. Very good form, as in Rossi P3. In Haas, Dambo, the Alfa Romeo driver, in P4. Turbo, the Red Bull driver, P5. Joseph, the Alpine driver, P6. McLaren reserve driver, Profit, P7. P8, RJ, the Red Bull driver. P9, the debutant of Sukkar. And then P10, Aero. And then P11, Blue. Someone can't get points, but Blue drove well. Let's just say that. And then Thomas, Aiken, Pikachu, Tronex, and Degrom. Ooh. DNF'd. Thank you for watching our stream. It means a lot. The qualifying that we just couldn't control. Hopefully the commentating was good. I enjoyed it myself. And we'll see you for the next race.